Boom, alright, what's going on you guys? It's Royce Jacob. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I want to talk to you guys about where I personally believe RIOT and MSTR stock will be on April 1st. I also want to talk to you guys about a few of my thoughts surrounding the correlation between Bitcoin and Bitcoin mining stocks like RIOT Blockchain and Marathon Digital Holdings. To people who understand what Bitcoin mining companies do, it would make sense intuitively that Bitcoin miners and Bitcoin are directly correlated. But as many of us know, that's not the case, so I'll dig into that a little bit. Again, just give you guys a few of my thoughts around that. So hopefully you guys can keep that in mind if you're trying to trade these stocks. And also, we are going to, of course, as I'm sure you assumed by the title, we are going to go into a few bonus analyses as well, okay? The crypto sector is on fire right now, so I want to take a look at a few of these charts with you guys and let you know what I'm thinking about some other plays in the sector as well. So let's get into it. As always, we'll quickly go over a few of the topics we're going to be discussing today, and then we'll dive into each one individually. In front of us, good old trading view, where we will talk price action, price targets, and technical analysis on the following names today in this order going down the watch list. Of course, kicking it off with RIOT Blockchain and Marathon Patent Group. While we're taking a look at these, I will also, again, talk to you guys about the relationship between Bitcoin right here, which we won't be looking at today, but I will record a video after this that I'm going to post tomorrow morning about Bitcoin itself. But between Bitcoin and, once again, Bitcoin mining stocks like RIOT Blockchain, Marathon Patent Group, there's a lot of others, but we're just focusing on these two today. All right, so we will kick it off as far as time horizons are concerned. Again, we will ultimately come to April 1st, just the end of this month, how RIOT and MAR and the rest of these stocks actually will play out in my eyes over the course of this month. But we will kick it off with a more shorter term time frame, okay? So we'll end with April 1st, but we'll kick it off with March 19th because I do think next week is going to be very exciting for the crypto space. I think we might see a little pullback prior to March 19th, which is Friday of next week, so the end of next trading week. But I do ultimately think that by next Friday, we will see some very exciting price action and some very promising price targets for both RIOT Blockchain, Marathon Patent Group, and the rest, all right? So we'll take a look at RIOT and MAR, and then after we're done talking about the two big dogs, the two primary focuses of this video, we're going to move on to good old Jinlei or XNET. Very fun blockchain play. This, after today's price action specifically, is showing a lot of promise in my eyes, so I'm very excited to cover that one with you guys. See a lot of asymmetric potential there. Move on to Canaan. Canaan, the absolute runner. Canaan is probably the most ballistic play in the sector. Not as bullish on Canaan as far as upside potential goes as opposed to the rest of these stocks, but it's a hype stock, so I'm going to cover it regardless for any of you who are interested. And then we'll move on to the space plays, the OTC stocks, CurrencyWorks or CWRK and ALYI. Both also looking, CWRK looking a little hot at the moment, but ALYI showing a lot of promise right now as well. And of course, we will get into why that is from a fundamental perspective. Talk about some news as well, if any comes to mind. But again, talk price targets on all of these bad boys. After we're done doing that, we gotta talk about this news. We gotta talk about this news if you guys are involved in the cryptocurrency space, or if you've been watching this channel, you would know about our amazing partner who the Waves fam is just so stoked and so blessed to be partnered with. BlockFi. Crypto lending firm BlockFi raises $350 million in new funding round. The company is now valued at a whopping $3 billion. So again, you guys, BlockFi, if you guys have been around for a while, we were fortunate enough to partner with BlockFi a few months ago. They are an official partner of the Waves family, so I'm super pumped. BlockFi.com/Royce. We got our own URL. Very exciting. Again, you guys, I'm a user of BlockFi. I freaking love BlockFi, and it truly is such an honor to be partnered with, to just be affiliated with in any way. Such a generational company who obviously a lot of very competent investors think is a generational company as well, considering they are now valued at $3 billion. So we'll talk about the exciting news here. Again, huge win for the home team. So excited for the boys over at BlockFi. Really, I'm tight with the team there. They're such cool people. And of course, we'll talk about why BlockFi is cool. I've been a user and a lover of BlockFi for a long time. Earn interest on your crypto. So you don't only earn interest on your investment. I know this video is about RIOT Blockchain and Marathon Patent Group, but if you guys like these stocks, I'm assuming you hold some Bitcoin. I keep a lot of my BTC in my BlockFi account just because, again, why? It's pretty obvious to me. There's no reason to not, in my personal opinion. Again, you guys always do your own research, but you can earn interest on your crypto. So you don't only get the money from the investment itself, but for holding it in BlockFi, you get interest on top of that as well. So We'll talk about some earnings calculations. It's pretty crazy here, and just talk about what BlockFi is, but more just celebrate, again, a huge win for the home team, and I'm so pumped for the boys over at BlockFi. As always, you guys, before we do dive into the charts, talk some good old crypto stocks, I will ask you to please give the video a like if you do go on to gain value from it today. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here and want to catch more content like this. It's such an exciting time for crypto-related stocks and the crypto sector as a whole now that we've confirmed this reversal in my eyes. So super exciting times. Subscribe to the channel if you want to join the Waves fam. Stick around for a little bit. And of course, check out my complete portfolio daily newsletter. First link in the description. If you want a complete breakdown, entire portfolio, all call options, all put options, all stock positions, all of my cryptocurrency positions, literally the whole thing that I do update every single trading day during market hours. And with every single update, I do send out an email newsletter explaining my thoughts, rationalizing my trades to you guys, new trades, old trades, new positions, what I'm excited about, throw some charts in there during market hours once again. So if you guys are interested in that, really means a lot if you check that out. $15 a month, first link in the description. But as always, if not, no worries at all. Let's dive into the charts. Okay, so RIOT looking very strong today, up again. RIOT up 12%, Mara up 9%. I'll just say right now, I'm personally more bullish on Marathon Digital as opposed to RIOT blockchain at this moment, just because I do believe Mara still has a bit more catching up to do. I believe as investors become a little more aware of the Bitcoin treasuries they have, RIOT's advantage is the fact that it currently has more miners, but Mara is catching up very, very quick on the amount of mining power they have that come obviously with the mining machines, and they have a way, way larger Bitcoin treasury. I believe it's around 5 or 6 times larger than RIOT blockchain's Bitcoin treasury. So it does make more sense that Marathon Digital, I almost want to say Marathon Patent Group, got to get used to that. Marathon Digital will be more directly correlated to Bitcoin, but let's just get the correlation thing out of the way right now. So as you guys know, I get a lot of these questions a lot of the time, and watching RIOT and Mara for so long over the course of literally years, it becomes evident over time that Bitcoin, again, although intuitively true, because RIOT and Mara both pay directly in Bitcoin, they have a lot of Bitcoin on their balance sheets, they have Bitcoin treasuries like I just mentioned, they should be directly correlated to Bitcoin. If Bitcoin goes up significantly, RIOT and Mara should go up 10x that or whatever, but that's not the case. Some days, I've seen days in the past where Bitcoin will go up and RIOT blockchain and Marathon Patent Group will go down. So RIOT and Mara, of course, are very, very closely correlated. I've called these guys two peas in a pod. It's the king and queen. These are royalty. So these are very correlated with each other, okay? So the Bitcoin mining sector is very correlated with the sector itself, with the other stocks that qualify under that specific sector. But to Bitcoin, so because Bitcoin's down a little bit now, which is why I will talk to you guys about a little correction I think we could see tomorrow. It's Friday as well, so that would make sense to me. Maybe even if Bitcoin's down, RIOT and Mara continue to rally. That's a possibility. Or if Bitcoin rips up because tomorrow's Friday, a lot of traders are going to want to exit their positions. Maybe RIOT and Mara are down and Bitcoin's up. Okay, so or vice versa. I think I just said the same thing, but vice versa. You guys get what I'm saying here. RIOT and Mara are also going to hold some semblance of correlation to the greater equity market. So specifically to the tech sector of the equity market. So like the NASDAQ or the triple Qs, right? If the stock market is getting absolutely rocked, even if Bitcoin is doing well, it's very possible, and I've seen it in the past. This is slowly breaking this correlation, but RIOT and Mara will always be somewhat weighed down by the greater equity market. So that's something very important to keep in mind. All right. But again, as investors like us are getting more educated on what these Bitcoin mining companies like RIOT and Mara do, which is mine Bitcoin, therefore they're paid in Bitcoin. Therefore, if Bitcoin goes up, it only makes sense that RIOT blockchain and Marathon Patent Group would appreciate in value as well at a multiple. So again, RIOT and Mara pretty much move the same as Bitcoin, just at an elevated it's just a multiplied version of what happens. So maybe RIOT and Mara move 2 to 3 times the percentage gain or loss of Bitcoin will be reflected 2 to 3 times in the percentage gain or loss of RIOT blockchain or Marathon Digital. Okay, so I hope that makes sense to you guys. Again, they're not going to be directly correlated. I don't have like a crazy amount of very intricate thoughts around this, but again, just watching the stocks for such a long time, that's what I picked up personally. And again, as you guys trade these, you'll come to understand that as well. But always know that if Bitcoin's going up, if Bitcoin's reaching new all-time highs, it's probably only a matter of time until RIOT and Mara reach new all-time highs as well, which is very, very bullish considering these two are nowhere near their all-time highs. Okay, so let's talk some price targets. Again, we'll start out with where I think RIOT blockchain and Marathon Digital will be by the end of next week, so Friday, March 13th. It's also important to keep in mind that that is, I believe, a triple witching day, which is where many options contracts expire. That means that a move in either direction will likely be amplified. So if a stock is going down, if it's going down during when a lot of options contracts expire, a lot of individuals are going to want to liquidate those contracts as soon as they can, because they know they've probably lost. Okay, so a move in either direction will be amplified. Fortunately, because I think RIOT blockchain, it's objectively, I should say, hopefully this continues throughout the course of next week. If RIOT and Mara are going up, they're going to squeeze a lot of shorts out, and a lot of shorts are going to want to liquidate their put options contracts that expire on March 19th, which will cause a short squeeze like we saw in GameStop. So that will just amplify the movement in either direction once again. So again, we'll kick it off with what I think is going to play out maybe tomorrow over the course of next week, and then we'll move on to April 1st, which is a very, very bullish triple digit price target for RIOT blockchain. Okay, so RIOT, because Bitcoin's down a little bit, it's quickly being eaten back up. Again, I will record a Bitcoin analysis right after this. I do think it's possible, just considering it's Friday. Friday's going to be a little more volatile. That we do see a pullback. I'm not discounting the fact at all, and I have not sold any positions because I think there's we might see a dip. You guys, I'm holding until we hit these greater price targets. Probably the April 1st price target is when I'm holding much of my stock position, much of my options positions until as well. So maybe we see a pullback. If we do see a pullback, we'll just start with the downside. I think it's very likely that we come down here to this purple trend line right here that has acted as a very, very significant line of support and resistance for Bitcoin over the medium to longer term course of this rally. I've had this purple line drawn here for a long time. It does come into play. You can see it acting as support and resistance just over the course of this crazy rally that began in early February. So I think it's likely that we come down here. This would also test the initial high of the pop back up. If we hit it, say like March 15th, early next week, March 16th-ish, that would take us down to about $54, $55, okay? This would also set a lower high on the reversals. So RIOT did break out of the short-term downtrend on March 9th, broke out, cleared, gapped right above it. You'd love to see that. Shot up. So there's two scenarios that I think will either play out in my mind in terms of a pullback. If we do pull back, I'm personally very comfortable buying RIOT at this previous high right here. This would set a technical higher low on the short-term uptrend. That would be at around $57, okay? So after that, maybe this happens tomorrow. If that happens tomorrow, I'm picking up a bag. But over the course of next week, regardless, I'm not trying to day trade this. You guys, you know that I'm a swing trader. I play more macro trends, and even these are pretty short for me. Like a week is a short time frame for me personally, but I think by March 19th, by the end of next week, again with all these macroeconomic factors at play, I think it's very likely that RIOT will ultimately test the overall line of resistance on the long-term uptrend. Prior to breaking it, it did break above this, but for a very long time from this initial rally that began back in mid-December when, of course, Bitcoin started rallying as well. RIOT used this as a significant line of resistance prior to breaking out, and that's when we really gapped up crazy, okay? So my first price target by the end of next week is going to be about $80 conservative, conservative $80 price target for RIOT by March 19th. And then if we do break through this, if we successfully close sometime next week, above, say, just $85, I think it's very likely that we just straight up rally to the top side, to the overall very optimistic, but definitely possible, in my opinion, line of resistance on the overall uptrend. This would take us to April 1st, $135. Let's call it, once again, don't get greedy, don't get selfish, a conservative $130 price target. So if we do see this by April 1st, it's very likely that I will be closing out the far majority of my RIOT blockchain positions. I'll just say that straight up, because who wouldn't if we go that ballistic? That's over 2x from current levels, okay? So that is my price target for RIOT blockchain, $130 by April 1st. Let's hope we don't get fooled. Used the same joke yesterday in my Bitcoin on April 1st video, but I'm gonna keep saying it. Okay, Marathon Patent Group, moving on. Marathon Patent Group, you guys, might take a little longer to load. Please bear with me. Okay, so Marathon Patent Group, Marathon Patent Group is way easier to read on the charts for me personally. So similar thing to RIOT, I didn't draw on the lines in here just because it's there. Again, these are two peas in a pod. The king and queen will move somewhat in unison. So again, here it wouldn't surprise me at all for Marathon Patent Group to come up and test this initial high right here. This is technically a different trend because we did break that short-term downtrend, same as RIOT. But again, it's definitely still a solid candle right there, and it would set a higher low on the short-term uptrend. So I wouldn't be surprised if Mara maybe dips down to like $39 tomorrow. Worst case scenario for Mara is to test this orange trend line right here. I think this would also set a higher low on this reversal uptrend, which would take us down to about $37.50, okay? So if we hit it over the next couple days, $37.50. If we do happen to come down, if Marathon Patent Group, Marathon Digital get in the head. If Marathon Digital does come down to 230, even $38. Again, you guys don't get selfish. If Marathon Digital comes down to $38, I'm picking up a fat bag as well, similar to Riot. Okay, so topside price target for Mara. Mara is like, this is so, a big reason I'm more bullish on Mara as opposed to Riot is because it hasn't broken through this line. So this sign line right here, I wanted to make these both the same color on Riot and Mara, because Mara hasn't broken through this yet, which makes me very excited about what would happen if Mara does break through this. So regardless, March 19th price target for Mara, if we test this very, very strong line of overall resistance on the greater uptrends, would be March 19th, a $65 price target. Again, conservatively, 63, 64 bucks. If we can break above $65 sometime next week, I think it's very likely that Mara plays out exactly what Riot did on the last rally up. Again, these two always play catch up. Again, we want the sauce, bring on the ketchup. Okay, so it would use these two touch points right here, which is exactly what Riot ended up doing, and it would come up to test the overall line of resistance. If this happens on, let's extend this out a little bit, April 1st, that would take us so close to triple digits, but not quite. Regardless, that would take us to about a $98 Marathon Digital, and that's super exciting considering that is significantly over 2x from where we're at now. So as far as upside potential for these two go, again, I still see more potential in Marathon Digital as opposed to Riot. Again, you guys, Riot Blockchain, love the stock. I built my channel pretty much, built a lot of my channel off of that stock, #1 stock pick 2020 and 2021. But at this point in time, I do believe Mara still has some catching up to do, and I do believe Mara will ultimately I personally, again, you guys, just all this is just my opinion. None of this is fact at all. I don't want it to come across as fact, but just from what I've observed over time, I think it's very likely that Mara does have the potential to provide more percentage return. Again, especially as people learn about that their Bitcoin treasury and how much significantly larger it is than Riot's. It only makes sense to me that Mara will provide a greater percentage return over the course of this month if Bitcoin does continue to rally, like I believe it will. Okay, so that is Riot Blockchain and Marathon Patent Group. Again, you guys, please let me know down below which one you're more bullish on, what your price targets are, if you're excited, if you're well positioned, if you're ready for this rally. Let me know in the comments down below. It really means a lot. I love talking shop with you guys down there. So catch you downstairs. But first, of course, we still have a lot of video left. Okay, so moving on, Junlei just did something huge today. Okay, so Junlei has gotten pretty beat up over the course of the past, and of course, you guys, I am on 4-hour candles because that's my favorite medium-term time frame, which is what we're focusing on right now. Medium-term time frame candle to use in terms of like how to read a chart. All right. So, Junlei today, again, shout out to the newsletter portfolio. We were just talking about this yesterday. If Junlei did break $7 today, then we were off to the races, and I think it's very likely that Junlei is off to the races, okay? So, Junlei has been getting smoked since high back here in mid-February, has seen a very stark correction, even more stark than Riot Blockchain and Marathon Patent Group. But today, we did technically close a 4-hour, which is my determining factor, my key indicator of a reversal in trend. We did break through the short to medium-term downtrend that Junlei has been printing since February 25th. So for a couple weeks, Junlei has again been getting beat up and just been going sideways, looking very unexciting. But after today's closure, after today's 4-hour closure above this, the daily close above this short to medium term downtrend, the line of resistance on the short to medium term downtrend, and it's currently also above, so this is a double catalyst, it's above a very significant line of resistance that was once very strong support. Okay, so again, TA 101, you guys always say this: previous support will act as new resistance, vice versa, previous resistance will be new support. And Junlei just today closed a 4-hour and a daily above both of these, which is very, very, very bullish from a technical perspective, in my opinion. Okay, so I think we are getting on the rocket ship. I think we just boarded the rocket ship today. I loaded up a big old bag of Junlei today. Again, shout out to the Discord, shout out to the portfolio. Very exciting day for the home team, and I do think it's very likely that if we hit this by March 19th, this is very optimistic. So we'll do March 19th, and I'll just extend this out because the same thing will apply by April 1st. Okay, so if we do go ballistic next week for Junlei, if we hit this on March 19th by next Friday, that would take us to just under a $15 Junlei. Conservatively, we will call it a $14 Junlei price target. Okay, I think that's very, very likely if we do happen to see some crazy momentum, because again, Junlei, small company, does not take much capital inflow, similar to many stocks in this sector, to greatly appreciate the share price. And you can see low volume. If enough volume gets in on Junlei or XNET, then I think it'll be very easy for Jinlei to ultimately test this top line of resistance that's very obvious, like obvious in play. We have 4 touch points, 1, 2, 3, 4 right here. 4 touch points. I think so many traders are going to be looking at this. I think it's very likely that Jinlei ultimately does March 19th or April 1st. Let's extend this out because it's going to be that much more exciting. April 1st, if we come up to test this exact trend line on April 1st, that would take us to over a $16 Jinlei. Okay, so ultimate price target, end of month price target for XNET is going to be $16. Considering XNET's all-time high, I always say all-time high. XNET's high back in 2017, which I would consider pretty much to be its all-time high, at least for me, at least by my metrics, in the 2017 crypto bull run, was $25. If we can break above this line of resistance, I think it's very, very possible that XNET ultimately comes up to test $25, okay? Or new all-time highs. If Bitcoin and the entire cryptocurrency space is in new all-time highs, I think XNET, similar to many plays in this sector, has some catching up to do, okay? So that is XNET, $15 at least price target for XNET conservatively, $14 if we happen to, it's all about when we touch the line of resistance, you guys know that. So depending on whenever we happen to test this line of resistance, that is my price target. If we break above it, price target is going to be $25+. Moving on to Canaan, again, Canaan is a little less appealing to me, although we did break above a very, very significant line of resistance today, okay? So Canaan is so crazy. So Canaan was $5 at the beginning of February. It's currently at $36, so it's 7x'd over the course of just over a month. And this is never a stock I'd like to trade. So for me personally, I would not even consider taking on a Canaan position at these levels. Again, Canaan, very cool company, but it makes way more sense that Bitcoin mining companies would be doing better. Canaan is already, after today's price action, $3.7 billion. I believe Canaan is... actually, I think it's a little smaller than RIOT Mara, but I think RIOT Mara, let's check real quick. So Marathon Patent Group is currently at a, what's the valuation on this guy? So $3.9 billion, RIOT's probably at a $4 billion valuation. XNet's about the same size, or sorry, Canaan is about the same size as these right now, and Canaan just makes the machine. So again, you could say, again, like the classic, super classic gold mining analogy of don't dig for gold. Like make the shovels, make the pickaxes, and that's what Canaan is doing. So I get why it's doing well. That doesn't mean that it's extremely overextended. We are seeing, like, you can't see, like, so bearish divergence is when volume goes down but the price is going up, and you can see that definitely happening right here. I wouldn't call that like, that's not like super significant bearish divergence because there's still so much volume. But again, I personally would, if I was forced to buy either a call or put on Canaan, so long or short Canaan right now, I'd buy put options on Canaans. Okay, so downside price target for Canaan is very, very obvious right here. If we do see a pullback, it's going to be to test these two previous highs. You can see very strong resistance. It would set a lower high on the greater up on the overall uptrend still, and I think that's possible. Okay, so Canaan, there is in blue sky territory because it's officially broken out. It's closed a 4 hour. It's closed a day above the overall line of resistance on the longer term uptrend. And it could keep rallying. Who knows? Canaan to $100. I don't know. But I definitely would not touch Canaan right now personally. Always know, you guys, I do have a stock position in Canaan that is not like, I'm not trading it, you guys. That's something that I'm carrying with me for a long time. That goes for many of my crypto stocks. I'm holding these bad boys. I truly do have diamond hands on these crypto related stocks. I've held a RIOT since 2017, literally through the ups and downs. I've seen it go to cents, and it's now on its way to triple digits. So that's a crazy multiple. And again, you guys, that just shows the power of being able to hold through the volatility, embrace the volatility, build strength as a trader, builds a strong gut, thick skin, makes getting punched in the face that much easier. Okay, let's close it out with, again, the space cadets that are CWRK and ALYI. So CurrencyWorks came dangerously close to, and you could see some of these traders were like, okay, it's getting ready to hit, sold off just before we hit the overall line of resistance that I've been calling for the past while. Literally ever since we broke out right here on March 9th, which has not been a long time. So again, CWRK played out this beautiful bull flag. Like I've been saying, you guys, CWRK looks so much like RIOT blockchain did in early 2020. I did actually a comparison of the charts the other day, if you guys caught that. But CWRK came very close. Again, some traders were expecting it to touch this, sold off, came down. And I think it's likely that, especially if the rest of the crypto sector does correct tomorrow, CWRK probably will come to test the previous high. That's just a very general area that rallies test. This previous high, that would bring CWRK down to about $2.17 if we test it on the dot. Again, you guys, CWRK has been rallying. It does seem a little intuitively overextended in my opinion. So would it surprise me at all for CWRK to come down to $2.17 or so prior to going back up, maybe test this high again. But I do ultimately believe that if crypto does continue to rally over the course of the month, again, like I've been saying it will this entire video, I think it's very likely that CWRK ultimately breaks above this, pulls a Canaan, breaks above the line of resistance, and CWRK, because we're only sitting at a 92 sub $100 million market cap, you guys, this is a tiny stock, can still 10x and not even be at $1 billion market cap, which is still small. I think CWRK could easily 10x from these levels right here. So that'll take us to a $25 CWRK, obviously. So $25 CWRK over the course of the month. If all goes like as bullish as it possibly can, $25 CWRK 10x would not surprise me in the least, all right? But I do think we might see a short-term correction first prior to continuing the rally over the course of next week and the rest of the month. Moving on, closing out with the splash of red. That is ALYI today. So for ALYI, I'm actually going to go to the 15-minute candles, talk to you guys a little bit about the short term that I was talking about again with the Waves fam today in the newsletter and stuff. Why what's happening right now is very, very bullish. Okay. So ALYI has seen a short-term correction. We actually broke through the area that was, again, previous support, acted as very new resistance. We broke straight through that, closed a few 15-minute candles above that, which is very bullish. You got some solid candles up here. So we did technically break it, did not close the 4-hour above it, which is my metric, but we did break it, which is bullish to me. Immediately sold off. People got scared. We got some paper hands in here, you stinky little paper hands, selling off. And then we bottomed out. Okay, so I think in the macro, since this pullback, this is just a higher low. This is going to be seen as a higher low in the greater uptrend. And because ALYI, from the short-term pullback, again, from breaking this high, from breaking resistance on March 10th, just a few days back, sold off completely. I bought a few, again, I keep saying shout out to the newsletter, but again, I on exactly as this happened, I was like, you guys, I bought a fat bag of ALYI. Picked up a solid, I already have a fat bag for full transparency. Also, for full transparency, I know some people, I don't know if I keep saying it, but I have zero direct affiliation with this company. I just think it's an amazing trade with crazy asymmetric potential. So always do your own research, all that good stuff. But again, you guys, this is, trust me, my money is very, very where my mouth is with ALYI. Again, broke out of the short-term downtrend. You get touch point here. We broke out today, and this also formed like a little wedge pattern. So you can see this right here, the line of support on this shorter-term uptrend, creating this wedge formation, did technically break out, and volume is so low, which is actually kind of reassuring to see. Volume is super low, but that makes me think that the sell side pressure is over. I don't think anyone's like really selling ALYI at this point. If the word gets out with everything that's going on next week they have some very exciting news coming out regarding the bike, improvements to the bike. I believe that drops, who knows it, or who would guess, March 19th. So we'll see if that plays out. I do think that ALYI, again, many of you guys know my medium to longer term price target for ALYI is at least $1, considering we are at only an $8.3 million market cap. So again, ALYI could 100x from where we're at right now, and it would not even be at $1 billion valuation. Again, you guys, ALYI, the way I describe it, they're trying to be the electric vehicle Harley-Davidson, targeting emerging markets in Africa and India, which is, again, the majority of the planet, for those of you who don't know, ride two-wheeled vehicles. So very, very huge potential. This is a potentially very, very like crazy market. Like if they capitalize on this, if they perform how they say they will, again, I can't guarantee. I have no idea if they're going to do that. But if they do, the upside potential is like this could potentially one day, if all goes accordingly, be a $100 billion company. Okay, because Tesla's almost at $1 trillion. So 100 billion. That's what, a 10,000x from here. So just think about this, you guys. It's still such early days for ALYI. That said, I will still give you guys early price predictions. So if we do pop tomorrow, if ALYI does pop tomorrow, because it's very short term, on March 12th, again, tomorrow, end of the trading week, I think it's very likely we at least come up to test the previous line of support on this shorter term uptrend, the more medium term uptrend beginning in March. See this beautiful ascending channel. Once ALYI broke below that, that's when we started to go sideways. But I think this will come back into play again. TA 101 right there. So I think ALYI tomorrow, if we rip, can hit at least 10 cents. But best case scenario is if we do break into this previous ascending channel right here, I think it's possible that we come up to test the top side line of resistance on this more short to medium term ascending channel. Again, this is 15-minute candle, so this is pretty darn short term. That'll take us to 12 cents. Okay, so very exciting there. 12 cents is almost a 2x from 7 cents where we're at now. So that's exciting. Obviously not quite, but let's go to the hourly and I'll talk to you guys about a little longer term time frame. So best case scenario for ALYI, if we do rip again, is going to be to test the overall line of resistance. And this is a conservative line too, again, you guys. So a non-conservative line, would be like that, using the top. Some traders might be looking at that, so I'll put it there for fun. But just to keep it conservative, I'm going to use this again because there's way more touch points here. I feel a lot more comfortable giving you guys this price target because you can see at least 3 touch points on here over the course of the rally. And again, you have to be one step ahead of your opponent if you're going to try to trade this. As many of you know, ALYI is a venture investment. Maybe I'll take a little bit off the top, like maybe 10% of my position once we hit this some of these levels over here. But I'm not trying to trade it. Also, out of principle, I just don't want to trade it because I'm preaching this company and I truly do want to have my money where my mouth is. So maybe I'll take a little bit off the top. I'll let you guys know if I do. But conservative price targets, the opposite of conservative price targets. I guess this is a highly optimistic conservative price target. This is a highly optimistic price target. So by April 1st, if ALYI does happen to test this trend line on April 1st, that would take us to 58 cents, almost 60 cents. If it tests the very top line, which is possible and which will likely happen if we do close a 4-hour once again above this cyan line around. So if by April 1st, I don't know when this is going to play out, you guys. Again, if it does break above this, I think it's very likely this is the next stop because, again, traders are going to be eyeballing this. If we do test this perfectly on March 1st, just for fun, that's a 66 cents ALYI. That's almost a 10x from this point here. So very exciting potential, you guys. And again, if we break through this, then we're going to Mars right here. So again, this is a phony little Mars. Let's zoom out. This is the real Mars, and that goes way up here. So that is where I think ALYI is headed. Let's go. I mean, this should be up at $10, but I'm not going to do that because I'm going to make that same joke over and over again probably. Okay, so that is that, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that. This is a long one, you guys, but this is a fun one. I love when the crypto sector is doing well. This is one I enjoy making videos most, and yeah, I'm just super pumped to be involved with all of this. Again, you guys, before we do cover BlockFi, I want to let you guys know that I'm also going to be doing the Bitcoin analysis. I'm going to do just general Bitcoin Ethereum price target video tomorrow, but it's going to be followed by a sponsored stock review of Hello Pal. I got some heat in the last video. I was surprised with that because I know most of you guys, and I do know most of you guys understand this is a vocal minority. You guys, this is a business. Like, I love you guys. I do this. I love making videos. Like, I'm pumped right now, but it would be foolish of me as a businessman and just professionally to not accept to not accept money to just do a sponsored review. And Fridays also are for the fam. So Fridays I only do updated I do end of the week recaps. I only talk directly and do updates of the day of closing out the trading week on Fridays with the portfolio newsletter family and the Discord group. Okay, so that's important to understand. But again, tomorrow I'll still give you guys content if you want it. But no, it is a sponsored review. If you don't want to watch it, that's fine. Don't watch it, okay? But I just wanted to give you guys a heads up there. Anyway, home team, huge win for the home team. Again, you guys, this is a we thing, not a me thing. I'm so pumped that you guys have allowed me to be sponsored by BlockFi and be a partner of BlockFi. So crypto lending firm BlockFi raised $350 million again at a $3 billion valuation. Crazy. Bain Capital Ventures, Pomp Investments. Shout out to the boy, Anthony Pompliano, good friend of the Waves fam. Tiger Global and partners of DST Global have led investors in a $350 million Series D funding round for the crypto lending firm BlockFi, according to the announcement on March 11th. The company indicated that with the addition of these funds, as well as the $100 million raised via 3 earlier funding rounds in the last 2 years, BlockFi is now valued at $3 billion. The secured funds will reportedly be used to expand the crypto offerings at the firm, including a Bitcoin rewards credit card and a Bitcoin trust. So again, you guys, huge news there. That is like, again, it's just a sign of the time. So the future of finance. The old way of doing things doesn't cut it anymore. With BlockFi, you can use cryptocurrency to earn interest at up to 8.6% APY, borrow cash, buy or sell crypto. There are no hidden fees, no minimum balances, and no reason to wait. BlockFi.com/Royce. We got the URL, guys. I almost want to change it to /waves. We'll see if we can do that, but right now, it's just BlockFi.com/Royce. Again, link in the description. You do get up to 250. Obviously, not 250 isn't guaranteed, but up to $250 in Bitcoin or crypto. When you sign up, it's obviously dependent on how much you put in, but you'll definitely get some BTC or crypto when you sign up and deposit some stuff in there. Okay, so earn more money from your crypto. Again, you guys, you get interest. It's such an obvious, like, it's irresponsible, in my opinion. Do your own research, not financial advice. It's irresponsible, in my opinion, though, to not have some Bitcoin in BlockFi if you do have Bitcoin, because it's just like, again, you get all the money from the investment itself. So if Bitcoin goes from where it's at, like 60K now, to 100K, you still get that 40K, but on top of that, you get Bitcoin is around 6% interest. So you get 6% annualized interest on that as well. So, I mean, again, right here's the calculator at Bitcoin's current prices. If you have 10 Bitcoin, this is a little unrealistic. Let's just do 1 to keep it digestible. If you guys have 1 Bitcoin in for 10 years, let's just do 1 Bitcoin for 5 years, okay? If you have 1 Bitcoin in for 5 years, you would get an extra $4,000 per year. Again, that's on top of what you get from Bitcoin as an investment. That is 0.34 Bitcoin. So you are paid interest in Bitcoin. So as Bitcoin goes up, this is compounding. So you get more and more the higher the price goes in interest as well. For 1 Bitcoin, 5 years at Bitcoin's current prices, you would make an extra $20,000. If Bitcoin goes up to, again, to $100,000, then obviously this number is going to be significantly higher. If it goes to $1 million, this number is going to be way higher. Okay, so again, BlockFi.com/Royce. Link is going to be down in the description, of course. I get a little bit of crypto because, again, I'm a partner, and you guys do as well. I'm not sure exactly how that calculator works on how much crypto you get, but you can get up to 250. I mean, if you probably have to put in at least like 100K or something for $250. But regardless, you get some crypto. Again, the main thing is you're having your crypto work for you. You're having your money make you money, which is what all of us are out there to do as entrepreneurs and investors. Okay, so we will call it there, you guys. Again, please just drop a comment about literally whatever you want to talk about. Super pumped to talk to you guys down there. Bitcoin is correcting right now, so I'm going to hop in to record this video with a sponsored review if you guys want to stick around for that. I appreciate it if you guys watch it for real, but again, I will throw in some BTC Ether price targets. The way Bitcoin's looking right now, I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a short pullback. If some of these plays do pull back tomorrow, they have had a great few days, but if they do pull back tomorrow, if they hit those levels that we just covered, then all the chips are going on the table. Okay, so exciting times, you guys. I'll catch you guys downstairs at the comments, and until next time, always remember, take action, make waves. Peace.